Yo, YouTubers. How's it going, my homies? It's been a long time since I did a speech. Just do a bit of a drum solo there, like. Alright, this is a very major speech. I don't know if it's, I'm using my computer and stuff as usual, right, folks? I'll tell you what I'll do before I carry on. I'll remove the chewing gum because I've noticed lately, right, folks, I've seen people post videos on YouTube and it could be really interesting information, really good stuff, you know what I mean? Really good viewing and all that, like. And you read the comments and it says, had to stop after 50 seconds because the lip smacking and chewing gum began to annoy me. Like, it's like the next video you post, like, no. Look, man. Alright. I can't leave it there. Yo, YouTubers. A speech. As long overdue, isn't it? I've been burying my head in art lately. You probably noticed. And not in an amazing, groundbreaking way, guys. Just skimming the surface of the ice to try and show you, like, little things that just the way my mind ticks and the way I work and that, like, it's just crazy. I'll go into more detail later on with the art projects and things. I've got some speeches to do about art itself, but I don't want people getting the wrong idea, like, folks thinking I'm some kind of smug dude, like, I'm an artist. It's not never been like that with me, guys. I'm more like a ruffian that loves the world of art, you know what I mean? I love art. I love watching documentaries about painters, and you know, I actually can't get enough of it, you know what I mean, right? And that includes people who I know and people in the streets who I meet, or people who I meet when I'm having a drink or whatever, and they go, I've done this record or made this demo or I painted this picture, whatever. I can't get enough of it, guys. I want to see everyone's art, you know what I mean? I love it, like. I'm not a snob. I don't go to galleries and all that kind of stuff. I go to see people's paintings and that kind of thing at will, you know. But I'm not an obsessive, right? So later on at some point, I'm going to be doing like a speech about my art and try and explain and justify myself and try and convince you and let you know for real that I ain't up to no good and I ain't like scheming and planning to take over the people's brains or anything like that. There's nothing sinister going on, right? If I was some kind of maverick or some kind of bad character or I was up to no good, trust me, folks, I would tell yous on screen. I would let yous know. I don't try and hide nothing anymore. Since I had a nervous breakdown, right, I don't hide nothing, because I found out that was what my problem was. We all keep secrets, we all try and keep everything inside, you know what I mean? We all kind of want to keep everything inside to ourselves, and it eventually caves us in, you know what I mean? We're not honest enough, we don't tell people enough. You see, I've learned that by error, trial and error. Like, we should tell people what we really think. If you're in a relationship and your bird's nagging you and telling you to buy a fitted kitchen that you can't afford, tell her to fuck off. Do you know what I mean? Sorry for the language, folks. But you gotta understand, you know, we take a lot of stick. Men and women, some women get, you know, their husbands are beating them up and treating them like a sex slave. Go to the kitchen and get one of them carving knives and put it in his head. Do you know what I mean? Don't take it anymore. Do something, right? But that's not what this is about, this speech today. And I haven't had a drink or nothing today, folks. I thought I usually have a little drink because it makes me feel like Dutch courage. I feel, you know, you enjoy speaking. It's not because I'm shy of speaking online and all. It's like, I'm in a block of flats, guys. There's people like they can hear every single word I say. It's really not. I don't mind. Obviously, it's going out publicly, so it's not in private, like, in that sense. But it's, you know, and that's what this speech is about, folks. It's about privacy, right? It's about privacy. And it's about the reason I don't put as many uploads as I'd like to lately right? And the speaking ones where I talk, I know I've got viewers out there, folks. They don't really, all they want to hear is me speaking about stuff because I've got some interesting things to talk about. I've got some secrets to share. Trust me, I've got a lot of secrets that'll blow people's minds, you know what I mean? But I get the feeling lately, like, folks, that the military or something authoritarian is watching my back, and they don't seem to like me telling the truth, you know. Whatever they're trying to hide, I'm not trying to hide it, obviously, am I? Right. So I can only say so much, folks. I've got to do things by the book to a degree. You know, the Bible even tells us to respect our leaders, even if they're like shady, like tyrants or something like so. You got to understand, I'm not being like pussyfooting or treading on eggshells for any politicians or nothing like that. It's not like that, right? And recently I've been getting stick because I told people that I thought Theresa May was doing okay because she changed the social security system so that they stopped harassing us, those of us who were on the sick and we had an illness or a mental illness problem. Things changed for the better from my side. I don't care what anyone said, and I got this loads of stick. Everyone going, "Oh, are you a Tory? Or are you in the, you don't like Labour? Or like if someone doing something wrong." Do you know what I mean? It's wrecking me head. I'm getting fed up with that, like being judged as though, say I was a Tory, say I did vote Tory, say I wore a blue badge saying I vote Tory. What's that got to do with someone else, guys? You know, it's not to do with the politicians. My anger in politics is because of people who are friends, they'll suddenly turn on each other. You know, like when the miners' strike happened in England, you know, in the 80s, and people who were once friends and work friends and buddies who worked in the mines were actually calling each other scabs and things and stuff like that. That's just, you know, you just don't do that. You don't turn on your own people if you don't agree with them. You just mind your own, have your own opinion, don't you? But I feel I'm getting like a cold shoulder lately in my hometown because everyone's got a sort of the same political views, you see, and I don't agree with them. Do you get me? Like, I'm kind of looked into it a lot deeper than most, right? But there are no secrets. Anyone asks me anything about anything regarding politics or anything, I'll answer the question concisely and clearly, like all that mattered to me in recent years was that the dole, the social security with its job search and all, you know, the Daniel Blake movie storyline, right? We were all going through it, I was going through it, and things changed for the better, folks, after Theresa May got in, right? And that's all I'm talking about. I don't care about Brexit. I don't even care, I didn't vote on Brexit. I don't care whether we're in or out, I don't care. None of that matters to me. All that matters to me is I'm a mental patient. I've had a nervous breakdown in the past, right? And I don't want to swear, but I don't give a what people think of me anymore. Once you've gone over that fine line of sanity and insanity, you don't actually care. And it gives me this like mad ability to speak openly without worrying about it, right? But the problem is privacy, and we all use our computers, don't we, right? We didn't make the Intel chips. We didn't make the RAM cards. Anybody could have a skeleton key into my computer, and I don't like it. Do you know what I mean? And I'm not trying to hide anything, right? This is going to be kind of like adult-only graphic speech, this, folks, because I'm going to talk about man issues and things regarding sex and whatever like that. You know, we're private. If we're doing things privately, what's the problem? Like, if because I've got certain, I understand things a lot, you know what I mean, about people's personal positions, and they might have difficulties, or they might have had a shady past or something like that. You know what I mean? You've got to take everything into account, right? But I've noticed recently, right, folks, I get up in the morning, my computer, my PC, I'll show you that if you want to see what my computer is. Like, you know, it's not a gaming machine. It's not like a ROG, you know, Republic of Gamers or any of that business. I don't have the legal reach, like, but it's crap. You know what I mean? It's crap. It is. What's it called? It's an Asus. It cost me £300. And that's what I use for everything, basically, you know, for all my studio work, everything. The chip in it isn't actually powerful for my Steinberg. I've got Steinberg, what I used to record my music with. The processor isn't even fast enough to I've got all these features because I bought all these like plugins and things. And I can't even use all of them because the chip isn't powerful enough. But I ain't paying loads of hundreds of pounds for a computer. I hate computers, right, folks? I hate the things. I can't stand them. I can't wait for the day I walk away. This is another thing I've got to say on the channel today. Is I might be closing my channel down, right, folks? It depends on your opinion below. If you really think I should carry on YouTube and trying to spread messages or trying to say things, give me a shout and say, don't leave YouTube, Bruce, because I don't feel like I'm getting enough views to make it worth me doing it, right, folks? I've got 123 subbers. It never goes beyond 123. I don't know what that's about. It's like 1, 2, 3, and that's it, like. I don't monetize anything, so I don't rely on any money. I haven't got a Patreon channel. All my income comes from Social Security, right, folks? I'll actually put my page on screen for you to see exactly how much I earn or whatever, like, and what I get paid if no one believes me, like, if you think I'm some kind of agent for the government or something, like, do you know what I'm saying, like? I'm telling the truth. Tell the truth, man. Well, I've noticed, right, lately, I've been turning I don't know if any of you guys have been through this, but I hate Windows. I can't stand the company, Windows, Microsoft. I don't trust them. I don't trust Intel. But what can we do? You got your Linux and all that kind of stuff, yeah. Because I'm not really a heavy-duty computer techie head anymore or anything like that, I'm not a gamer or nothing like that, right? I don't really need much, as long as my Steinberg works and I can draw pictures and I can assemble me photographs or do me videos and put, that's all. That's what my computer is for. There's no secret agenda, you know what I mean? And like, if anyone wants to rifle through me hard drives and all that, like, if it turns you on, like, there's no big deal going on, trust me. Right, now, I've noticed when I switch on my computer in the morning, every morning, right, I've got Windows 10, right, folks, and this has only been happening recently. I don't think it's anything to do with Asus, the computer firm Asus or Asus, whatever how you pronounce it. I don't think it's got anything to do with Asus, but it's probably something to do with Intel and Microsoft, right, folks. And I've noticed the switch on my computer takes a little while going on, right? Type in my little password, which isn't like rocket science, even my password isn't rocket science, you know what I mean? It's no bit, I don't even like guard everything with passwords and everything, because it's just digital, it's nothing, it's just bits and pieces, isn't it? They're just bits and pieces, like. But some people out there, they've got this obsession with hacking and spying on other people's computers, haven't they? Like a nerdy, geeky thing, or if they could be police people, or they could be military people. But I hate the thought of anyone spying on me. You know what I mean? If someone wants to know anything about me, right, you can come in here any day, sit next to me, ask me a million questions, and I'll answer every single one of them. If anyone wants to interview me or ask me any questions of like, well, how come you do this like that? Then I'll do it like that. Then we don't see, like, I'll explain it and I'll stump you in 5 seconds. You know what I mean? If you got anyone who doesn't like Bruce Daniel Williams, right, folks, I hate you too, do you understand? I can't wait to see the back ears, do you understand? The feeling's mutual, folks. With me, the feeling's mutual. If you love me, I love you. If you hate me, I fucking hate you. Do you understand? It's that simple, right, folks? And there's a lot of people don't seem to like me, oddly enough. So that means I don't like them, doesn't it? Right, but lately, let's get back to the point. I switch on my Windows computer, right, it boots up, and then me welcome screen comes on, and then my actual screen comes on, my actual, what's it called, your desktop comes on, right, and then I've got this routine of I had to activate the sound card and put my monitors on, right. I know this is going to be a bit laborious and tedious, but some people like the way I talk, don't they, and that's thank you very much out there, anyone who's still loyal to me. You're like, God bless you, you know what I mean? Those who hate me, man, concrete wellies, bottom of the River Mersey. I don't know how I'll get rid of you. You know what I mean? I don't know what I'm going to do, but I have to get rid of you as well, like. If you're going to carry on spying on me and follow me, like. But I switch it on, the screen all comes on, right? And then I've got this thing where, like, there's a thing comes on called OneDrive, which I don't ever use because I never use a cloud. Take my advice, guys, don't ever use a cloud. Think about what a cloud is. It's like you're putting all your data and all your stuff in someone else's property, and then they can go like, oh, let's have a look what we've got in the clouds today, everyone. They're all doing it so they can spy on you. They put mobile phones in everyone's pockets so they can spy on you. Get it into your heads, guys. That's my only computer connection is my computer at home, my PC. There's no internet on my phone. My phone is one of these crappy things, as you already know, probably. That's for emergencies. I hardly ever use it, you know, folks. It's like a very minimal. I hate when people phone me and they've got nothing to say to me. That's one of my pet hates. I get phone calls and I'm sitting there for like half an hour to an hour listening to someone telling me something that isn't actually any information. But I won't do it to them. You know what I mean? I do not phone them and do the same thing. It's like taxing your time, isn't it? When you're sitting there with a phone in your hand, there's a big signal going for your brain. But anyway, back to the point. I switch my computer on and this happens nearly every time now. It's only at the beginning of the day as well. It's not like, I've just been in the shops now and come back and switch my computer on and it doesn't do it. It never does it in the evening. It's always in the daytime, right? In the first thing in the morning when I've just switched it on, right? It all comes on. Desktop, everything, yeah. And then I'll click onto the internet and just start like, you know, checking my emails or whatever. Next thing, it just goes off on its own. Like, I don't do nothing or anything, it just goes off. There's a blue screen and it says, error. Microsoft is gathering information. Your computer will restart in 20 seconds. And sure enough, it goes off. And then it comes on again. And then from that moment on, it's the same thing. I activate everything and switch off OneDrive or whatever. And then all of a sudden, it's okay and it stays. I ever leave it on all day, it'll stay on all day, right? But I don't know what this error code thing is first thing in the morning. It's like someone is manipulating my machine from a distance. You know, there's some egghead or smart ass out there that seems to be challenging me in the digital computer world from what I can see. You know, but I'm not a computer head. I'm not into it. Like, if they want to meet me in a boxing ring, I'd be only too happy to punch their heads in, like in front of the mums. You know what I mean? Right. So that's my first proof that like something is wrong with my computer. Microsoft, it says Microsoft error, blah blah blah. And I'm not gonna like try and work it out because I don't care. I'll throw the thing out the window. You know what I mean? People don't realise I'm just not really arsed about material stuff, but I have to use them for me music. You know what I mean? That's me music or my art or whatever, right? And this is the point, right? Privacy. I know someone is monitoring my computer, right, folks. It's the reason I'm not putting as many speeches out as I used to do. It's not because I'm like getting lazy and I can't be bothered. I've got tons of information, right? But what's the point of me going out online, putting like a video out, and some spy or cyber agent or soldier or some little smart ass little prat sitting in a van is gonna go block that, block this, block that. Because I don't know what's reaching your computers, guys. I don't know what's going out to the world from what I'm launching. But I've noticed by my comments and the notifications don't work. There's little things that are just telling me that someone is bugging my computer, you know what I mean? Or my YouTube account, right? Strange little glitches. I feel like I'm being bugged. Bugs. Hate bugs. Don't mind certain insect, but I hate bugs, hate earwigs, anything spy or fucking... Well, really swirly. Anything like that, you know. Bugs. Just squeezing the tea bag here, mate. Right. So I know someone's monitoring my computer, right, folks? Okay, right. And for what it's worth, right, guys, I mean, I'll be honest with you, I'm going to be totally honest, I'm a normal dude, I'm a hot-blooded male, guys, I'm a 54-year-old bachelor that's not bound by any relationships, right? Me mum, God bless her, R.I.P. She wasn't a control freak, so I didn't have to have any Norman Bates issues. Do you understand? I didn't have any, like, where your mum controls you too much to the point that you can't even talk to women and stuff. Or what happens in the film Psycho, where the guy's trying to like get friendly with a nice chick, like, and he turns into a murderer because his mum's still possessing his head. I've never had any of them problems. My mum wasn't give us a free rein to do what we wanted, good or bad, right, folks? That's not a bad thing from her perspective. I see it as brilliant. I find it liberating that I was allowed to go and explore without any worry about, like, what will my mum say? What will my mum do? What will my mum think? It was like I was a free spirit. I was allowed to wander the streets, and like when all the other kids were in bed, I was like walking around the streets and like because really, with me finding out I might be not autistic but Asperger's, right? Really, you can't really control people like that. There's nothing we can do, is there? You know what I mean? We just do our own thing, and that's the way it is. But yeah, I've got no Norman Bates things and all that, like, right. I'm a hot-blooded male, right. I actually love women, but I'm not a pervert and all like that, you know what I mean, right? So sometimes, you know what I mean, you've got to like entertain yourself and like, I don't know. I don't want to go too graphic. I'll do another video on the subject matter just to get, like, I'm trying to be sarcastic to spies, to be honest, like, But because I'm like, I say I believe in God and I'm into the Bible and all that kind of stuff, it gives them like a yardstick to start bringing up all kinds of silly business, like, and you know what I've noticed about most of these kind of like, the Christians that are kind of like over the top. I call them zealots. The zeal is too much, and like they'll say like, if I've had a drink of whiskey, it's like, you should not drink strong drink, and then they have a go at you. I've got something to show everyone. Actually, one of my art projects that's in the making. Before I forget, I'll go and get it now. Hold on a sec, folks. I just got to take me. Just remembered. Come on, where are you? Look at this. It's gonna be a long one, this, I think. Look at this, folks. Look at this. Hey. Look at that. Does it look like me? It says, say no to shoplifting. And then it says, CCTV is in operation in this area. And that's in a shop, obviously, in this area. Hey, in this area. Right, believe it or not. What does that say? Court today. Court spelled CAUGHT today, right? And then court, COURT tomorrow. Court today, court tomorrow. Woo! Oh, I'm scared. I'm scared. He's watching me, look. Hey, you. Are you a shoplifter? Hey, put that penny back. Put that packet of polos back. Or we'll have you. Do you know where I got that? I actually stole it from a shop. I actually shoplifted that, man. On camera, I actually done it in front of a camera so they saw me doing it, like, because it says say no to shoplifting. But it's worthless. It's a piece of paper that was on the shelf, do you know what I mean? But what could they do? They couldn't stop me, could they? And it's going on a painting of, the famous Catholic picture of Jesus. The phony pictures, them phony paintings we see of Jesus, the phony ones, the ones, you see all over the place in Italy and stuff, right? Stick that over the eyes of Jesus and it says, thou shalt not steal. Brilliant. My art is legendary, but I don't make any money. So, back to the theme, right? Back to the theme, privacy, right? CCT is watching you. Hey, we're watching your computer right now. We know everything you're doing. I don't want to be disgusting or blue or because I know I've got viewers who are like kind of decent folks, you get me, guys, and I'm on the verge of kind of like, I just want to take the Michael, do you know what I mean? I want to take the piss out of like the zealots and the informants, the plods, the anti this, anti that. They don't want you to do anything like what are they on like? But anyway, my computer seizes up, right, and then it just goes off, and then it comes on again. So it's like a sign that someone's doing something to my computer. That's the way I see it, right? Another little sign is the comments under my videos and stuff. They're there 1 minute and then they're gone the next and things like that. So I'm thinking, wow, I'm not exactly doing anything or hiding anything. There's no secrets, right, folks? So there's nothing radical going on. I'm not trying to spam people on into being like joining ISIS or whatever that was created by the military in the first place, or joining the war on terror that was created by the military in the first place. You know what I'm saying? Like what we all know about 9/11 and stuff, like where everything spiraled and from one thing to the next, right? Now, I know someone's watching me, I know someone's spying on me, right? And I've got this, before I was typing something, I was actually typing a comment. This is what spammed this speech on, right, folks? I was watching someone else's video on YouTube, and I was typing a comment, right? And I'm quite psychic, you see. If anyone's like spying on me or they're thinking of me or doing anything if they're minding their own business, I don't know what doing. I don't know where they live or anything. I don't spy on people, you see. But if it's something to do with Bruce Daniel Williams, right, and they can't mind their own business and they insist on spying on me, right, I can see them, I can hear them, I can actually tell you the names and everything, like, but I don't want to rock the boat because I'm giving them a chance to like back off. Whether it's and honestly, one of the worst things about this, right, folks, a lot of them appear to be doing stakeouts on behalf of Jesus, in their opinion. They think they're Christians or whatever, or believers. But they're actually acting like policemen. Do you understand? They're acting like coppers. They're not acting like believers and all that. They're acting like... I call it Christian stakeouts. That's the word I use for it. Like, where they seem to be like taking the law into their own hands and thinking they're doing good things, right? I'm going to go on to that subject in a minute. I'm just reminding myself there, like, right? Which brings me to this principle of, I was actually typing a comment under someone else's video, right? And you type your comment, don't you? And then you press the button that says, like, post or whatever. There's a little button you press and then it goes up on the screen. And then the people on the other side, or anyone who's monitoring whatever's going on, they read it. And I don't mind that. Right, but I actually, as I was typing the actual comments, and at the end of the comments I put WTF, as in, what the, and I could actually hear someone reading it as I was typing it. I could actually hear the voices going, what the fuck, and I was thinking, hang on, I haven't posted it yet. I haven't actually pressed the post button. I haven't actually sent it yet. But like, someone seems to be reading while I'm typing, like as though they've got a screen or something. That whatever I'm doing, someone is monitoring me, like they're being paid to watch what I type and everything. Now, whether you're an American or a Mormon agent or what I call zealots in religion, folks, they don't even know nothing about God. That's the sad thing about them. Most of them haven't got a clue, because they're like plods and coppers. They're all doing what the Romans did, aren't they? You know what I mean? They killed Archimedes, They killed him in cold blood, Say no. Say no to shoplifting. It's right, mate. That's really intimidating, that, and it's like scary, isn't it? Like, You don't want him knocking on your door in the early hours to get back the loaf you nicked, do you? Right? Your tins of beans or whatever you've just took. You know, I went through a period like Robin Hood. I had to nick things, right, folks, because my brother had a hard time with his room tax and all that kind of stuff, and I actually got caught. Nicking food for my brother, right? I'm not proud of it, like, but, you know, that's another story for you, folks, you know what I mean? Hold on, man. Right. Stay focused, Bruce. Right, okay. So I just know from tonight, I knew someone was reading the words that I was typing as I was typing it. You know, it's not like hindsight where they're checking your comments later on and they're sort of going like, what's Bruce said on this video? Has he put a comment here? Then check what he's put this time. Someone seems to be paranoid about me giving too much information about them. Maybe, you know, if you say too much about someone else or some organisation or something, it might bring it all down overnight. Do you know what I mean? It's like they're doing that. It's like they're scared that I might say too much. That might just be like, that's it. That's the final nail in the coffin for this organisation. Like, they're all gonna die. So admittedly, I know I can say things that can really change the world, sort of thing, in the minds of people who are anti-authoritarian, you know what I mean? I'm actually good at it, like, I'm not like a radical or a, you know, but I've actually known, I've had people in the military accusing me as if to say, he's a terrorist, he's a terrorist. I'm like, I'm about as terrorist as a leaf falling from a tree, mate, do you know what I mean? It's like... You got as much chance of being terrorised by me as a leaf falling from a tree, you know. Right, I've actually been accused of being a terrorist by, I don't know who, well, I know who they are, the people knew in the past that were all military personnel, that I thought they were musicians and artists, you see, folks. Now, as a musician and an artist, I can even go to war. I can go to a war zone and, like, mix amongst the military men and all that, like, but... I'm not on the payroll, I'm not getting paid, and I'll do good deeds. If I go to a war zone, right, folks, I go for good deeds. I actually go there to help people, even the enemy, if you understand. If you see a man who's really, like, in a hard situation, I know it's crazy, it sounds exaggerated, I sound like a lunatic, but I've done all kinds of things that I can't really talk about because no one would actually believe me, you know what I mean? But all these guys who are on the payroll are all used to being paid by the military and they're driving around in fancy cars and all that kind of stuff. And oddly enough, even though they work for the Queen in the military, right? Even though they work for the Queen in the army or they're in the police and that, they grow weed and sell weed or they smoke weed themselves. It's like, the irony is ridiculous. In Canada, they just legalise cannabis in Canada, right, folks? And... the Queen is the figurehead of Canada, but in England they still won't legalise it. And I'm not like a pothead or a stoner that just wants to get stoned and that. I want the act of growing or smoking cannabis or ingesting it to be declared as not a criminal act. That's what my message is. I can take it or leave it, I don't care. I can be a straight for a million years. I've done it loads of times where like refusing to get high and everything because it's like, it's organised crime. It's called organised crime. You understand? Someone's running the whole show and I don't like being a part of that. I want to be free and do my own thing, you know? So my message is not like, oh, I want to be a stoner and get high. We smoke plants that make us happy. Someone once told me this, right, folks? I still hadn't read a Bible, right, folks? Yeah. This was a guy, he thought he was a religious mogul or something. He actually seen himself as a religious, like, guru or something, right? And he was a heavy-duty cannabis head. He'd been smoking it for donkeys, longer than me, you know what I mean? And he sat there once and he said to me, it says, I hadn't read the Bible, you know what I mean? I'd never read the Holy Bible, ever. Like, I just knew, I was, like, getting my signals from God on a personal level because I went mad, because I had a mental illness, right? This guy sat there in front of me and went, it says in the Bible, we smoke plants that make us happy. Doesn't it? We smoke plants that make us happy. Now, I know I can be happy without smoking a plant, folks. I'm happy now, aren't I? I'm always happy, to be honest. You all know that. You all know my character on YouTube. How often do you see me fuming and going mad? I'm quite a happy, fun-loving guy, aren't I? Right. But anyway, because this guy said, it says in the Bible we smoke plants to make us happy, I didn't read the Bible just because of that, but when I was reading it, I was really curious, thinking, I read the entire thing from beginning to end, you know what I mean, when I first studied the Bible. It took a whole year to read it, right? And I didn't find we smoke plants that make us happy anywhere, you know what I mean? But I found in when the Noah, the flood of Noah recedes, and God says, and you can have every herb. So it's there in plain English or black and white or whatever, that like, it's not a crime to do things with herbs. The word says every herb, not like one herb, two herbs or three herbs. Or oregano, basil, all the other herbs. They're actually not a crime, folks. You know what I mean? Imagine it like if you're banning oregano you can't put oregano on your pizza because it's against the law. It's absurd. Well, that's how absurd the laws against weed are, you know what I mean? It's like, it's nothing to do with the coppers can use it as an excuse to fine us. And where does all that money go to, folks? When someone's fined for a bit of weed in the pocket, like, I can't believe it's still happening, but it's legal in Canada, though. Do you understand? Do you understand where I'm coming from? It's the Queen's the figurehead of Canada. The hypocrisy is enough to make me head explode. Do you know what I mean? It's enough to make a man scream blue murder, Where was I? Yeah. Forgot my train of thought. Right, someone's spying on my computer. I'm typing the words on the screen and I hear them recite exactly as I was typing it, because I can actually hear people on psychic. I can hear them if they're connecting to me. It's like a telephone. You can't connect to a telephone in the other end without being, you can't phone someone without being noticed, can you? You can't send a message to someone's phone without your number showing that you've just done it, Well, that's the same in the psychic world, folks. If people are going to meddle with my head or spy on me or watch what I type on my computer, trust me, I'm going to see them doing it and I'm going to hear them saying it. Like, if they're reading out, what's he saying this time? And someone's watching me screen going, as I'm typing, he's reading it out like, oh, I hate the way the government do this and that. Like, And I hate being monitored, right, folks? Not because I'm trying to keep a secret. This is the whole point of me, what I'm trying to say. My computer is my hub of art, right? I hardly use paper, or I'm going to get heavily into doing canvas and stuff, obviously, right? But that's the speech coming up next, is trying to explain myself as an artist. I don't mean like I'm an artist and I should be respected. I'm a bum, I'm a tramp, I'm a smelly man, do you understand? I've got this kind of down-to-earth approach to life itself that I don't really put myself on. I hate Wagner, for example, right, guys? Here's a classic example of what I'm talking about. I love Wagner's music. Wagner, the composer, Richard Wagner. I love his music. I've heard some tunes of his that blew me mind, yeah, but he's a horrible man. He's a horrible, detestable, got his head up his arse, selfish man. He's an idealist. He wants everyone to suck his, and look up to him. That's not art. That's just being full of yourself. Being a great artist or a composer, it isn't an excuse to treat people like a knobhead, is it? You know what I mean? And that's what they do. Some of these artists, they get so full of themselves, they treat you like a knobhead. Do you understand? So, I've listened to all the classicals and all that kind of stuff. I love classical music, folks, but I can't stand the bourgeois scene. The people that go to see classical concerts, the people that sit there amongst the chandeliers and everything, like, I've got no love for them whatsoever. Most of the composers were quite ruffian, weren't they, back in the day? They were quite ruffian-like, but they're still Freemasons, aren't they? You can't go through that system without being Freemasons. You can't go through the recording business, the music industry, without being initiated. That's one of the reasons I'm left out in the cold, because I refuse to join this or that, you know what I mean? I wouldn't go there, Okay. Now, the point I'm making is, I draw pictures on my computer, right? you've seen some pictures I've uploaded recently, like, you know, I'm experimenting with me, it's a program called Fresh Paint on Windows 10. It's a free, I don't got any expensive artware, software, nothing like that, you know, art software. I just use the basic stuff like Paint. I love Paint, I actually use it a lot, right? And this one I've just discovered, that's why I've been posting these pictures. They look like oil paintings, don't they? They look like real paint on canvas and stuff. Because it's like, you've got all these textures and it looks like, it actually goes on the screen like paint. It's weird. So I'm buzzing off it like it's like a culture shock for me, right, folks? Being able to do like oil paintings on a computer. I'm going to get right into it, right? Because I love the textures and all that, you know, the Van Gogh element with the messy paint and it all mixes and everything, like. But this Fresh Paint program has got me, like, you know, getting back into drawing pictures and stuff, right? And there's a lot of wit in my art, guys. There's a lot of fun and there's a lot of revelations. I do actually give secrets out in my art. I don't really want to, you know, spoil the fun, like. I'm trying to do it, like, slowly but surely, right? Now, this is the crux, right, guys? If someone's monitoring my computer, right? If someone is spying on me, I'm not mad because I'm trying to hide something. I'm not mad because I'm a terrorist or I want to watch Pornhub or whatever. It's nothing to do with that. None of these things are shameful in my book, guys. You know, if you defile your own temple, the book tells us, the Bible tells us straight. If I drink too much whiskey, I'm gonna be ill. If I live a sex life of promiscuity, I'm gonna get an STD. If I go online and I'm mixing with like perverts or whatever, like, I'm going to get roped into the wrong, you know, all these things of defiling one's own temple. I'm fully aware of everything. I'm a big lad. I'm 54. I know the score, right? But I'm actually quite a boring man when it comes to it all. I'm not even interested in a lot of things. I'm quite a, well, what's the word? Celibate, boring man. I just wouldn't burden any bird or woman with me madness, to be honest, these days, you know. Any bird who wants to take me on, it's like, she who dares wins kind of thing. It's like, I wouldn't even recommend it because I'm off my head. You know what I mean? And I'm certainly not gay, folks. This is like, hate to break the illusion, like, guys. You know what I mean? If I suddenly become sexless all of a sudden, it doesn't, I hate homosexuality, folks. Let's get that one straight, okay? But everyone's got a chance to repent and come back and drop what they do, and they were given a chance, you know. But that's another subject matter, right? But anyway, here's the crux. Every artist out there, I don't care who you are, whether you're a painter, a musician, right? You're going to get a buzz out of releasing something to people and they've never seen it before, or they've never heard it before, or they've never read it before. And there's an element of surprise in art or anything like that like, it's essential. It's part of the machine. When you do something, you surprise somebody, you give them something, like, you go, what do you think of this picture, right? I read in a book that Salvador Dali's my favourite painter, right? I'm not saying he was the greatest man on earth or nothing like that. It's not about that. It's just that the actual ability to apply paint to canvas or paper with skill is something I really appreciate. But they're 10 a penny, aren't they, folks? There's a million painters out there that can paint. Here's one of my quotes. Don't let a brilliant painter fool you into thinking his painting is brilliant. What about that for a quote? Don't let a brilliant painter fool you into thinking his painting is brilliant. And when I'm talking about, like, people like Holbein, who painted Henry VIII, or, really amazing skill, but they're just painting some rich guy who wants to be seen. Do you understand? Or a Madonna and Child painting that's like, some rich woman who lives in a palace up the road with a spoiled little brat who thinks he's Jesus. Do you know what I mean? But it's a nice painting. It's a brilliant painting. The application and the skill and the brush strokes is incredible, but it's a pile of shit. You know what I mean? It's a pile of shit. It's some rich woman with a spoiled little brat thinks she's Mary and the kid's Jesus. Do you know what I mean? I've done my homework, guys. Just go look at all the Madonna and Child paintings, and every one of them are different. If they were all vision and true vision, or something to do with reality, they'd all be the same woman in the same costume and everything, wouldn't they? Like, how can there be so many Madonna and Childs? Madonna. But this is my message, right? Salvador Dali, I read like, you know, he's my favourite painter. To me, he's the greatest painter that ever walked the earth because of his skill of application, right? It's not like a surrealist or druggy thing or a hippie thing. It's nothing to do with that. He was just an amazing painter, right? But I read that, like, when he painted the picture that was brand new, right, he had this ritual of he'd lead, you know, Gala, his muse. Gala was his muse, you know what I mean? I'm not bigging it up. I'm not saying Gala was amazing or nothing like that. It's nothing to do with that. It's just the principle of the way Dali, right? He had this routine of he'd painting, and you know his paintings are like mind-blowing, right? I've never actually seen a Dali painting with my eyeballs in a gallery, folks. I've never actually even gone to a gallery I looked at a Salvador Dali painting in the flesh. I've just seen pictures of the picture, you know, reprints or pictures in books and stuff, yeah, right, or on documentaries and things, right? But I know if I look at Salvador Dali's paintings with my eyeballs, I'm going to be blown to pieces, do you understand? I'm going to love every bit of it, every inch, every millimetre, right? Don't take that like naughty. But imagine being Gala, right? And this is, you know, it's like a privileged position, isn't it? Being his muse or whatever. Like, Gala was his muse, right? And he did everything to impress Gala, and her reaction gave him the springboard for his next painting, if you know what I mean. And what he'd do was, he'd bring Gala into the room and say, keep your eyes closed, keep your eyes closed. Or she had a blindfold on or whatever, yeah? And he'd stand right in front of, you know, imagine a giant canvas of Dali's in the flesh of one of his canvases, one of the, you know, the big picture in front of you on the easel or whatever, like. And then suddenly someone takes the blindfold off, or he says to you, open your eyes. And it's never been seen by anybody else, it's just Dali himself just painted it, right? And he used to shock Gala with the brilliance of his work, do you understand? And monitor her reactions, and it was part of his thing, right? And I read that, this was a good few years ago when I read it, like, and I always thought to myself, that element of surprise, that unveiling, that is one of the most crucial things in art. Or hearing the song for the first time. Once you've heard it, you can't do it again, can you? You can't hear it for the first time ever again. You can't see something for the first time ever again once you've seen it, right? Which brings me to the point of, while I'm working on my computer, and I feel like people spying on me all day and night, right, guys? Whether I'm typing comments on YouTube, you know, they're like, what's he saying? Is he saying anything about the Queen? Is it, you know, because I do type a lot of truth, don't I, guys? I do actually, like, say things like a sort of anti-establishment. I'm not an anarchist. I'm not a destroyer in that sense, but I speak my mind, you know what I mean? I'm like, shoplifters will be prosecuted. You know, the authorities, they're all rich, remember? They don't have to shoplift. Do you understand? They don't know what that is. They don't know what shoplifting means, right? But if I know people spying on my computer, right, while I'm typing comments, as I'm typing, like, there's someone being paid to monitor me, isn't there? Someone sitting on their ass 24/7 being paid to watch me or do something, or keep, what's he putting out this time, what's he putting out this time, you know, like as if they're watching everything I do, right? Now, I know I'm only a bum, like, amateur and all that, like, but I've still got that thing about, like, it has to be a secret. No one must know this song. No one must know this tune or this poem or this picture until I show it to them, right? If you're being watched all day and night and your only method of work is on a computer which has got, like, an Intel chip that's got back doors and skeleton keys in it, like, then some bastards are watching everything you do. So there's not going to be any element of surprise, is there, right, folks? You know what I mean? And it spoils it. And that's all I'm asking for. That's what I'm looking for in the world. I'm going like, leave me computer alone, stop spying on me, stop watching me. And then they'll go like, why have you got something to hide? Do you know what they said? That's their attitude. And you just think, have I got something to hide? I think you want to be asking yourselves that question, innit? You know what I mean? So I'm like, no, it's like, it's crucial to me, it's like proper crucial to me that I can surprise someone with a picture or a piece of music or something like that. It doesn't really happen much because I don't speak to many people, so the only way I do it is on YouTube, right, folks? And I love seeing people's reactions. And trust me, guys, if someone heard one of my songs, even one of my subbers, one of my friends or whatever out there, if you didn't like it and you say, I'm not really keen on this, Bruce, you know what I mean? But I see where you're coming from. I go, of course, you got your own taste, you know what I mean? Or, I don't like this picture, I don't like that. It's completely allowed to hate me work, it's like part of the process. If someone said to me, I hate this picture, Bruce, I'd be like, why? I want to know why. I'm really intrigued, and then I'll sort of bounce off it and see what happens in the next picture, you understand? You can love or hate me and I won't take offence, but watching me and spying on me, man, I want to go round slap everyone's head on earth who I think's ever spied on me, do you understand? Because I don't spy on them, that's another thing, you see, folks. I don't spy on them, right? And if I spy on them, they'll soon know about it, because they'll be like, oh, something's annoying me. There'll be a pigeon on the windowsill all day and night, you know what I mean? They're going, that pigeon's watching me there through the window all the time, or something like that, you know what I mean? I'll do that, I've met people who hate pigeons, and I'm like, how can you hate a pigeon? Because they can spy on you, can't they? You can use pigeons to send messages across the world, you know what I mean? Well, that's the crux, is I can't work on my computer seriously. I can't bury my head in my projects deadly serious, because I think someone's watching it and it's ruining the secretive, the secretive element of your work and all that. But no, they'll be like, oh, you got something to hide, have you, man? Yeah. I was like, which brings me to another subject, right? So that just explains to you why I don't like the idea of someone spying on me or spying on my computer, because I've got nothing to hide. But it's me artist's studio, right? I've been working on demos, right? When you work on a demo, if you record music, folks, one of the worst things about doing demos or recording music, anyone will tell you, is you've got to go over things over and over again, right? So if you're recording one song that's 5 minutes long, you're guaranteed you're going to hear that bass line and the drum track for at least 1 million times by the time you finish that demo, right? Now, to the person who's recording that demo, it's everything to them, because they're just doing the work, aren't they? You understand? It's just part of the passion. Art to me is music, literature, poetry, everything mixed. It's a mixture of everything, right? So I dabble in music, don't I? Yeah. I just lost my train of thought there for some reason, But if I'm doing a demo, right, I've got to sit there, right, and I don't mind hearing it over and over again because I'm working on it. But obviously, some spy, some agent is monitoring everything you do. It's going to drive them up the wall, isn't it? If they're listening to everything's coming through your monitors on your speaker or your sound card, anything to do with PC, personal computer, right? If they're watching and listening to everything you do, then I've actually heard people going, while I'm actually working privately, I can actually hear them watching me, and they'll say something like, getting sick of this song, because I've got to go over it time and time again until I finish it, you understand? If you keep making a mistake, you start again, there's all kinds of little factors, or when you're mixing it and producing it later on, you go over it again and again and again. You can go over the verse or the chorus again and again and again to get something right. But if you're a spy and you're watching someone doing that, it's going to drive you. You're not going to like it, are you? It's not your music. You're spying on someone you hate. Obviously, if you're spying on someone, you hate them, don't you? Or you don't like them. So you're not going to like anything they do. Any music they produce, you're going to go, that's crap, it's getting on my nerves. And I do it on purpose because I know it's going to get on their nerves. If I know they're watching me, mate, I'll do it on purpose, man. I'll don't you like this tune, mate? So I'll go over it 1,000 times more, you know what I mean? Thinking, if I haven't wrecked your head yet, you know what I mean? I soon will, mate. If you're going to spy on me, I'm going to do your head in, you know what I mean? Right. So that's the other element, right? I've actually heard them saying, I'm getting sick of this song. And I'm not actually selling it. It doesn't go on the radio, folks. I don't put anything on television. No one gets what's the word? Force fed. I don't force feed anyone with anything. You'd never see one of my videos pop up on your computer, like the adverts pop up unexpectedly. You've got to press the play button, and you've got the choice to press the stop button at any time. Do you understand? I don't force feed no one. But I'm just getting on with my little thing. Like I'm like a kid in the activity centre, you know, with your building blocks. You know, like a kid in the nursery with the building blocks, and you just build things. That's all I'm doing, folks. Like an innocent little, like a, you know, I'm a bit mad about it. Like I'm passionate about it, like, but I don't earn any money from it, right? So I've got this thing where I'm being like, even my songs aren't sacred. Even my songs aren't secret. When I think like I'm going to play this song for someone for the first time, I can count on my YouTube friends, the viewers who don't spy on me to go like, oh, let's see what Bruce's latest song's like, you know what I mean? And they can love it or hate it, you've got the right to decide. But if the person's sitting there going, oh, I hate this song, I've heard it so many times because I've been watching Bruce for the past 2 weeks. So, oh, poor little man. Oh, poor little agent. Oh, poor little spy. Got lined up in the middle of that, slightly off centre like that, like, thou shalt not steal. Because he's Jesus, isn't he? You know what I mean? He's telling us like that, you know, no one's allowed to do anything, isn't he? Okay, now I've already got one of my own 55 minutes. What a speech this has turned out to be. I better, no, don't say it, it'll be alright. Right, which brings me to the last stage of this speech, right? The privacy issue, right? The privacy issue. Now, recently, right, I'll tell you a story, right? I'm not a big porn head, guys. I'm not like a porn addict or nothing, trust me, but I'm a normal lad. I won't go into great detail on that, folks. You know, I admire a fit centerfold, or, you know, I love women, alright? If women are going to be like erotic or sexual just to entertain me because they like me, I'm not going to complain, folks. Do you know what I mean? I'm not that zealot about those things. Do you know what I mean? I actually like, I've got to be honest, I like some naughty chicks, you know what I mean? It's the way it is, but don't go round. I'm a normal man. My mum wasn't like, you know, I wasn't Norman Bates, don't you see, folks? My mum and my family, all my female relatives didn't like try and strangle me into being like stuck in a corner, you get me? I was allowed to like explore my sexual freedom as a man with women, only to find out that all my girlfriends were spies, folks. Yeah, this is why I'm single. Every girlfriend I've been with has been like sent by another man to spy on me, you know what I mean? It's like, oh man, that's nothing but tragedy, really, like, you know. That's another factor, that's another thing I've got to talk about at some point. Have you seen the film Total Recall, guys? And Sharon Stone is like, she's just a spy, she's just like, you know, she's got another man going on all along, and she's like monitoring everything Arnie does. Like, I know it's only a movie, but it's that kind of principle, right? It's like the Legion or something, I don't know, it's really annoying. But anyway, recently, this is where I'm coming to the crux of like me hard drives, or you know, if anyone thinks there's anything I'm gonna try and hide, all they gotta do is ask me, you know, folks, and I go, well, you wanna go through all my videos and wanna look for something and see what's there, just knock on the door and do it. Don't do it from a distance, because if I catch anyone spying, I'll give you an electric shock, you know what I mean? But recently I bought this program, right, folks, you know that there's a program called Ease US or something, and it's a data recovery, where you can just plug an SD card or a hard drive into this program, right? And it'll recover all your lost files. Or, like, the reason I got it was because me digital photographs, hundreds of digital photographs I've taken of Snowden, of, you know, snapshots, camera snapshots. And before we go any further, no, I'm not a professional photographer, right, guys? I haven't got a master's degree in photography. I've never gone to art foundation. I've never gone to university to do art or painting or video production or digital music or none of these things. I'm self-taught, right? Is there a law against being self-taught? There seems to be, this day and age. People seem to hate you because you didn't come from like the Royal College of Art or something, right? Or you don't get a master's degree in photography. But whether I've got a master's degree or not, I took a million photographs of all kinds of places where I go. I video everything, don't I? I take photographs. And maybe later on I'm going to take a bit of time out using Adobe or something and do something wacky and creative. But What matters is my computer is loaded with material for my art projects, right? Pictures of trees, pictures of mountains, pictures of clouds. What does it matter? But my hard drive done that. You know that fault where you can't. It comes up. You format the disk now. You know, it's like a mad fault. This is a Windows gaff. It's another Windows Microsoft gaff, isn't it? Where your own hard drive won't let you view your own files. So you've got to buy the software to extract all the data that you can't access, right? So I bought the program, right, folks? I bought it and it worked. I got all my digital photographs back and everything. They're all back there. And I'm like, wow. You know, because some people format the discs thinking there's something wrong, don't they? And it's a gaff, you know, you can get rid of loads of data, right? But these programs will still recover the data even if you formatted it, apparently, right? So in the process, in the long-term process, right, guys, we've reached an hour. We're getting mega here, man. But I'm speaking like this because I feel like I'm being watched and spied on. So I've got this sarcastic element. I say, have you heard enough, everyone? Do you want to see me arsehole? Do you want to see what shape my arsehole is? Do you know what I mean? I hate being blunt on the camera, guys, on YouTube, but these guys are pricks, you understand? They just can't keep their noses out of my business. Right, it's the main reason I've put a bit of a halt on YouTube uploads. I might be going off YouTube, might be banning it and just leaving it behind, right? I can't help that, like, but I don't want to, you know, they've got friends out there. I don't want to just, like, sack it, do you know what I mean? But anyway, I get to this program. I get all my photographs back, right? And I start going, the next thing you think about is like, wow, if I plug any SD card in that, like, I've got off someone or got off people, you go like, wow, that, like, it'll find data on it from years ago that someone else has put on there, do you understand? Right? And in my process, you know, there was nothing dodgy on my own personal memory cards, you know what I mean? And let's put it this way, guys, if there is any erotica or any sexy stuff, right, if you find any videos on my computer of chicks, like, naked or something, like, trust me, it's the way I want it, you know what I mean? I'm a hot-blooded man. I don't want... I love women, you know what I mean? I can't help that. But I'm not like a, you know, I'm quite a prude, really, you know what I mean? But that's not the point. It's this community, this, like, thing with the phones and everything. They've got this thing about, like, trying to put it on your spot, as if to say, going... oh, what's he trying to hide? Is he up to something, is he? They make it up in their heads as they go along, trying to insinuate you're trying to hide something perverse or sick or something, right, folks, right? So, the more I think someone's on my case with that kind of attitude, the more I'm going to spin a yarn, I'm going to mess with their heads, do you understand, right? It's the way I do things. But I actually went through all these, like, SD cards and everything from the past and that, like, that my mates had given me and stuff and things like that. Think about it, you know, someone gives you an SD card, even though they've erased everything. This program can recover everything, you know what I'm saying, right? It's quite an eye-opener, man. And I put one of the SD cards in it, right? And I won't name names, but I've got a friend I've known for a few years, right? And he's a mad lad. He's not like me. He's like rugby players, you know. They've got porn on the phones and all that kind of stuff. They're like, and I'm not knocking them for it, but, you know, obviously I've got my ethics and my boundaries and my limits, right? But there's erotica and there's sex, and then there's sick shit, isn't there? You know, sick porn, you know what I mean? Where it's like sick stuff. And a lot of my friends and people have known that it's in the normal world. I'm in the world of surrounded by people the way they are, aren't they? And they've got this nasty habit of, like, if they give you a memory card or something, it's bound to be something in there, like, but if you don't know, someone else will go, like, it might be a plant, it might be to try and make you seem like a criminal, do you understand, right, folks? But anyway, I went through this, like, SD card recently. This was quite a while back, you know, this was like 4 or 5 months ago now. And I go through the memory card and I was recovering all his, like, I found all these pictures of his that were his pictures that he might want from the past, you know what I mean, like family pictures and stuff like that, right? But the problem is, because of the way his nature, the way he is, you know, when it all comes up, all the thumbnails, like, and then there's always like pictures of birds with, you know, and dudes with big penises and stuff, all these, like, you know, all mixed in with his, like, pictures of his, you know, his family, his snapshots of, you know, just his normal family life. I'm like, oh man, do you have to, you know what I mean? So all of a sudden my hard drive was full of all these, like, porn clips, you know what I mean? You know, like cheap, like seedy stuff, you know, like seedy type stuff that most of the lads of today, you know, like the 30-year-olds down to the 20-year-olds, you know, the younger lads than me, they're used to sicker things, aren't they, by now, you know, whereas I'm quite a prude, you know. When I used to be a labourer and I used to go and watch strippers in the pub at dinner time and stuff like that, you know, because that's what we do with your mates, you know, it's what the way it is, you know, it's not like, you know... If anyone wants to ask me any questions, instead of spying on me, just do it, you know what I mean? I'll tell you what, I won't lie, I'll tell you everything, you know. But anyway, I had this, like, dilemma of all of a sudden my hard drive that I'm extracting all that. You've got to have a hard drive to extract the data to, haven't you? And you've got the SD card will go pew, 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 and this program just picks up everything, you know what I mean? It gets everything. It's like, could be from 10 years ago, it's still in the hard drive. It's like, you think you've erased something, it's still there, man. It's crazy. It's what the computer companies have done on purpose, isn't it? You know what I mean, right? So all of a sudden I had these, like, naughty clips all pop up on my computer, and to be honest, guys, I just couldn't be bothered sifting, because I wanted to give this guy his pictures and his videos back of his family stuff or whatever from the past. But obviously I didn't know what to do about the porn stuff, you know what I mean? So I put it on ice. I thought, I can't be bothered sifting through these videos trying to work out which is his proper videos and which is the dirty stuff, you know what I mean? Which means I've got to watch them, haven't I, to say, like, erase that, erase this, erase that, erase this. It's not like reading a lads mag, is it? It's a different element, you understand? A lads mag, go ahead. It's just right. So I had this dilemma, right, guys? My hard drives all of a sudden, not my main hard drive, an external hard drive has got all these clips of, like, porn that I've extracted from a data, you know, an SD card from years ago. And I didn't even watch any of it, nothing like that, but I couldn't be bothered sifting through it, so I left it on my computer, on the card, yeah, right? And thought, I'll get back to that later, and you know, when I feel like sitting down, sifting through it and getting rid of it, like, you know, I'll try not to have a tug, you know. I try not to get an erection while I'm watching these things, you know, it's like if you... I don't know what to say. So anybody, it seems... it appears to me that one of these spies who's spying on my computer, because I knew they were spying as well while it's all going on. It seems that some smarty pants smart ass has gone like, he calls himself a believer, he reads the Bible and that, like, and look at all this porn on his computer hard drive. You know, anyone could have accused me of being a pervert, you know what I mean? But I've just told you what happened. I extracted the data for someone else, you know what I mean? And he was a porn head, he was heavy duty porn head, you know what I mean? So I left it on the hard drive for as long as, like, it took, you know, to realise that, yeah, someone is, like, spying on me and trying... Because that was a yardstick, obviously. They go, we can get him with this, can't we? There's some dirty, naughty clips there, isn't there? I'm like, I'm laughing my head off because it's not actually anything to do with me. Do you understand? If I'm going to watch or do something naughty, it's like I say, it's erotica or something, I don't know. It doesn't matter. I'm quite a boring bastard, do you know what I mean? I've got no kinks. I'm not kinky. I'm not into sadomasochism. I don't, you know, whenever I've been in the sack with a chick, like, and had sex and just bored and I just get on with it, you know what I mean? I don't do any fancy stuff or anything. I'm not a muscle man. I haven't got, like, a six-pack and all that. Like, I'm a bit of a slob, you know what I mean? All I want people to love me for is my art and the way I can tell the truth about things and maybe interest people with a speech or something like that. I don't want anyone... like to think I'm a stud or I'm handsome or I'm sexy or nothing like that. Ask anyone who knows me, ask anybody who knows me. I've been such a smelly man in the past, you wouldn't believe it. I'm amazed I've even been laid. I'm actually amazed I've ever had girlfriends, because I'm so unsightly or like scruffy, if you know what I mean. I don't play it like other men do, you know, where you dress up for them and everything. I try and avoid it. I'm boring. Right. So there, I had this dilemma, right, of like, anybody could have been using this hard drive as a yardstick against me, going like, oh yeah, and he calls himself like a righteous Christian man. Because I don't call myself a Christian, right, folks. I've got nothing against Christians. I call myself a God-fearing man, okay? Let's get that straight. I don't label myself under any religion neither. I'm not anything except what I say, a God-fearing man. God is real. He's brilliant. He's mind-blowing. And the other thing about God is, He knows us. He knows us better than these spies. He knows when we're not perverts. He knows we're not sick in the head. He knows we're good people. I might like read a lads mag one night and have a tug, and even God might go, well, it's not exactly, you know, I'm only defiling my temple, right, folks? You understand that I'm only speaking metaphorically and you know, like proverbially here. Like like I say, this is an adults only kind of speech, really. Like, it's kind of like I'm trying to be as honest as I can, but I don't want to shock people into thinking and get the wrong idea. You know what I mean? I went to Amsterdam, didn't I, a couple of years back. I didn't go into one strip club. I didn't do anything sexual whatsoever. I didn't see a single porn movie, right? I went through the red light district as an artist, right, folks. I've got a brilliant painting in my mind to paint, which I got it from walking through the red light district and seeing these women looking out the window at me, you know what I mean, and telling me to come in and all that. Like, but I got like loads of artistic inspiration from it. But I didn't go in. I didn't go there to do that, folks. I went there to get a decent toke of weed for the first time in years. You know what I mean? That's another story. I want to put my entire Amsterdam movie on as soon as I can, so you can see exactly what I got up to there, you know. I didn't go there to do hard drugs neither. You know, a lot of people go there because they're closet heroin addicts or the closet cocaine addicts. Do you know what I mean? None of that, folks. I was in a tent in November smoking weed. Do you know what I mean? No frills, no luxury hotels, nothing, man. I didn't get laid. I didn't ejaculate once. Let's put it this way, right, folks. I was in Amsterdam for 2 weeks and I didn't ejaculate once. Okay? You know, if you want me to... Spies want to know too much, like, they're going to get too much, aren't they? 2 weeks, not one ejaculation, folks. Come on, that's a world record, isn't it, in Amsterdam? But, brings me back to the point. The yardstick. There's someone spying on me. And, like, that hard drive could have given people an excuse to have a go at me, you know what I mean? But hand on heart, right? Scouts on a hand on heart. It was someone else's hard drive, folks. It was someone else's SD card, you know? But I know someone was prying on me, and like today, I actually got round to it, or yesterday or today, I got round to it, like going, press the erase. I have to put things on and it comes on the screen and I have to see it, like, and before I got an erection, press the erase, rescue my sanity and self-dignity. Because we're only human, aren't we, folks? You know what I mean? The flesh is weak. We know that. The flesh is weak. We know that, man. I'm soul function, right? I use my soul more than my flesh. That's probably the reason I'm still going strong today. You know what I mean? I don't, like I say, I'm surprised any bird or any female ever even wants to have a night out with me, because I'm such a boring, smelly man. Do you understand? I'm like a skunk. Do you know what I mean? I'm like a skunk. It's the best way to describe me, really. Like, you know, cool little creatures and that, like, but beware, they can stink, you know. So, where do we go next, right, folks? I'm deliberating on whether to pack in YouTube completely. The internet, basically, because if I think someone's monitoring my computer and spying on me, and I want to do this, I want to unveil my art, or I want to put a song up and no one's heard anything, but if they're spying on me, they've heard it a million times, haven't they? They're taking it, they're ruining everything. I'm just an artist, just getting on with it, folks. really am just, all I'm interested in is art. One way or another. If I go and visit you know, like a prostitute or something, like, it might be so I can paint a painting or take a photograph or something. I don't do these things. I'm just trying to let you know the way I am. When people get suspicious, and there's loads of suspicious minds, right? Oh man, it's making the world strange, right? Now, the final point of this speech, very important. One of my objections lately, right? On that SD card, right? There could have been clips of women who were like underage. I don't know. I don't actually know, and I don't want to know. Do you understand? Which could give people a yardstick to think other things about me. Now, honestly, guys, if anyone accuses me of something that's not true, I will smash their heads, and it's as simple as that. Like, if anyone calls me a drug addict or anything like that, it's up to them. If, you know, if they want me to beat them up, it's up to them, because I know what I am, you know what I mean? I know what I am, and I know what I'm not. Do you understand? And no one knows oneself. There's no drug addictions in my business. There's nothing like that, folks. You know what I mean? I drink quite a lot, and I smoke a bit of weed from time to time, right? And I'm in a party and that, like, and there's a lot of, like, mad shit going on, like ecstasies or something. Sometimes you get roped into stuff, and you can't really do nothing about it. It's the way everyone is. Nothing to hide. I'm not a plod. I'm not a copper. I'm not one of them people who objects to things the way, like, a copper would do, you know what I mean? You show me one copper or one... Can the Queen promise me that, like, there's not one single policeman or policewoman or army man or soldier or sailor that doesn't do drugs in the entire armed forces and the constabulary or the police force? Not one single one of them ever smokes a weed or has a line of coke or anything. Hypocrisy in the Majesty's forces. Even Prince Harry smoked weed in a pub, didn't he, when he was a teenager, whatever, like, and it was all in the papers, like, but I can still get arrested for it, man. Come on, man. Let's have to change the law so it's not a criminal act, right? But the final point is, these vigilante paedophile hunters that are going round on YouTube lately, right? Oh man, don't know what they're playing at, right? But have you seen any of the videos, folks, right? Where what they do is, you know, because everyone's got a mobile phone, haven't they? You can count on everyone using their bloody iPhones or whatever, like. And you've got these groups of people, right? Now, I'm speaking up on behalf of people I think are being accused of stuff, and they could be innocent, you see, folks. It's this latest trend, right, of people with their phones pretending to be young girls or underage girls, right? Looking for, like, vulnerable men, or, you know, like, looking for vulnerable people on don't get me wrong, if there's guilty parties out there grooming, trying to look for young girls actually doing it, you know, for real, and you catch them, fair dues, but you should leave it to the professionals, shouldn't you? You should leave it to the law. You should leave it to the real people who know what they're doing, really, you know, detectives and stuff like that, yeah, right? Vice Squad, folks, yeah. Leave it to the Vice Squad, right? Now, what these people are doing, right, is they're contacting people on Facebook and stuff like that. And if you see any signs that you know, because there's some lonely men out there, you know, folks, like guys who are like geeks in the bedrooms. They've never been laid, they've never had a girlfriend, they've never had a relationship, they don't even know how to talk to women, do you understand? And they're not specifically looking for any age or anything, they're just looking for a bird, basically, or, you know. And you know the way phones are and computers are, you don't know who's on the other side, you don't know who's on the other end, right? So what these people are doing, these vigilantes, inverted commas, they're contacting someone on Facebook, and then they're pretending to be young girls and stuff, and then they're spurning them on. They're actually encouraging them to become sexual. Do you understand? The guy might not even be sexual in the first place. He might just be going, "Oh, hello, love, what's your name?" And this person will go, "My name is Tina, and I am 12. You know what I mean? And the guy on the other end's going, "Okay, fair enough. How my name's Fred. how you doing, Tina? Pleased to meet you. And then it's like, the vigilante will type something like, I really like your pictures and that. And then they do this thing where they're doing this suggestive stuff with sexual things and that, right? Remember, they're actually making the first move. And then the guy in the other end thinks it's his lucky day, he's getting laid or something. He just thinks he's going to have a girlfriend, maybe. So he starts putting a reply back, like, because he, not to do with me, folks, I've never been part of it, but I've been watching these videos on YouTube thinking it's bad, like, I think it's terrible, people taking the law into their own hands, right? And then next thing you know, a couple of days later, these 2 people or 3 people are on the doorstep, knocking on the door of someone going, you're a paedophile, we've got this on our phones, didn't you type this? I like 13-year-old girls, isn't that you said that? And all this, like, and the kid who's been, like, put on the spot, on the doorstep or whatever, knows that these guys have been pretending to be women in the first place, or young girls in the first place, to encourage them to speak sexually, right? And paedophilia, right, folks, is the act of doing things with children. It's paedophilia isn't typing words on a screen. It's actually going round looking for children for sex. Do you understand? And they have to physically be caught or physically be recorded before they're accused of it, right? So you've got all these, like, and I don't know about if I'm just imagining this, right? Most of these guys that they're opening the door and then they're just being put on the spot, being like, what they call it, a citizen's arrest. And some of these folks take coppers with them, don't they? They phone the police, they actually bring the police into it and waste police time, think about it, right? They bring the coppers with them to someone's front door and they go, and they think they're a hero, they think they're a detective and a hero, and they think they should be rewarded because they caught a paedophile, who all he's done is type on a screen. He hasn't actually performed any acts with anybody. Do you know what I mean? But all of a sudden he's being labelled as a paedophile because these people spurned him on into thinking he can get friendly with a 13-year-old or whatever, you know what I mean? Now, I'd love to hear your opinions on that, folks. Am I wrong or am I right? I've watched some of these videos of these guys being knocked on the door, and I'm telling you, right, folks, most of the fellas that they open the door, they look a bit backward. They look a bit slow. They look a bit like the spastics, or they've got learning difficulties or special needs or something. They're not normal dudes. Not like the door opens and it's like Elvis Presley standing there going, oh yeah man, I typed that message to these 13-year-old girls. We're talking like these like divvy looking like nerdy geek dudes who go like, that's my phone. And just think about this, right? If you've got a mind of a child or you're slightly backward, you're actually, like, you could be 20 years old, but you got the mind of a 10-year-old. Do you understand? So what? Where's the? If some guys or some woman's on a phone miles away, encourage you and trying to encourage you, and make you type things sexual so that they can catch you doing it later. I don't know what they're playing at, man. I think the police and the law should get onto these vigilantes and start arresting them. Do you know what I mean? Because they're creating circumstances. There could be people getting like the windows smashed and everything, and they haven't actually done anything. You know what I mean? They've just been caught typing words on the screen, going, "Oh yeah, what colour knickers have you got on?" You know, they make them ask stupid questions so they can use it as evidence. You know. So what we're seeing in this world, man, this spying community, when everyone wants to spy and all that stuff and try and, you've heard what I've said before about me SD card or whatever. Like, I openly, nothing to hide. Like, I talk about anything openly, but I can't help it if people around me are like, they're into things and that, can I? You understand, right? But this business, man, this is nothing to do with me. I'm speaking up on behalf of these guys who are getting targeted and being accused of being paedophiles, and they probably never even had sex in their lives. Do you know what I mean? They probably never even had sex. So that's the final message anyway. It's gone like 1 hour and it is a mega speech, isn't it? 1 hour 24. I thought I had to get this out, and If anyone blocks this video, you know what I mean? If anyone blocks this, because I've noticed my views are too low, guys. It's not, things aren't getting out. I don't know why someone's holding them back. Someone's like stopping me from telling the truth, you see, you know what I mean? I'm not a truther. I'm just an honest man. Do you understand? I'm too honest for my own good. I'm not a truther, but I'm honest. Right. So, I'd love to hear your opinions on that. If anyone gets through as far as 1 hour, 25 minutes and watches the whole video, I'd love to hear your opinions, because I might have to do a separate video completely about that issue, about these vigilantes. They are really rocking the boat. If I was a copper, if I was actually a detective or CID or Vice Squad, they'd be pissing me off. I'd be like, stop phoning the law, telling us to knock on people's doors, and they're like got the mind of a 10-year-old. Do you understand? I should be a judge, shouldn't I? I should have been that's what my job should have been. I should have been a judge. Shouldn't I? Judge, jury, executioner. But okay. I've got another issue, you see. I want to take this subject matter further if people are interested. It all depends on the comments, right, folks? I take it, I'll go through issues and go more detailed depending on the comments and the responses. And if the responses are quite low and modest, then I think to myself, okay, I'm not rocking any boats there. It's not making any circles there in the water. No, you know. But like me final before I get off, right? Anyone who's watched this right through, thank you for watching. Any of me loyal subbers out there, there's not many. I mean, probably 50% of my subbers could be agents or spies, guys. They could be shills, agents, and spies. Anyone who sub me and you're real, I really appreciate you sticking around, folks. You know what I mean? It means a lot to me, right? But I might be sacking YouTube basically because I'm just being spied on left, right and centre, you know what I mean? There's no secret, there's no element of secrecy. I'm not trying to keep anything a secret. I've told you what I like to do. I like to unveil things suddenly. No one's seen it, no one's heard it, you know. I find it more difficult every day, you know what I mean? I can't do anything without people knowing what I'm doing. Like, I'm not trying to hide nothing, you know what I mean? If I have a dump on the toilet, like, do you want me to post a video of me having a dump on the toilet? What am I supposed to do? Like, there's no secrets in the world. We're all the same. We're like apes, aren't we, under the surface? It doesn't really matter. I'm not comparing us to apes. I mean, like, we're just like, if we seen, like, you know, a horse walking past, you know, and it has a shit, it has a dump, it's none the wiser, is it? It doesn't matter. But if I walked down the road and I had a poo on the floor in front of people, it'd be like, that's disgusting. You know, there's a level in humanity that's getting its head up its own arse and it's ruining things, right? The Bible actually warns us about these things, right? I can't remember where it is. I can't remember where it's written, right? But it's some words to the effect of, even the children of Israel start arresting for nothing. There's like this principle of being police, and you're going around arresting people for, like, they're not crimes, they're not actually crimes, you know what I mean? And it's in there somewhere. If anyone can tell me where that is, you'll get a gold star. Because I've read the entire book, you see, folks. Read it all, you know what I mean? I didn't have a Bible, I browsed through it back and forth. I went right through it, and then I spent another year studying it, like going back and forth, you know. But I don't know where that is. It says even the people and the authorities of Israel, right, even the nation of Israel has this nasty trend of arresting people all of a sudden for things that aren't actually crimes, or they're actually, you know, like what we call a plant, where like a drug squad man can stop me in the street, put a bag of cocaine in my pocket, and then go, what have you got in your pocket? Let's search you. And I go, you just put that there, didn't you? But who's going to believe me, you know what I mean? They can do that, can't they? Coppers can put drugs in people's pockets and then arrest you for it, and no one's going to believe you because they're Freemasons. They've got the strength to do that, you know. They're called plants, you know what I mean? So, there was a warning in the Bible. I seen it all coming after I read the Bible. I actually thought, wow, that even the children of Israel, even the people of Israel will become like this obsession with arresting each other, you know, like getting people fined or whatever for nothing, like, and smoking weeds. One of the examples is, I've been arrested twice for cannabis, guys, you know what I mean? Been nicked twice, you know what I mean? But that's another story, you know, because I was set up on both occasions. I was actually like stitched up, you know, and there was like a Judas in me like circle kind of thing that like blew me up and set me up and that, like, you know what I mean? It's mad, isn't it? The person I actually bought weed off someone once, right, and he actually phoned the police and I got searched when I was leaving it. It's like, oh my word. You know, all that game of getting you arrested for nothing, it's ridiculous, isn't it? And that includes all these weird, like, they're a bit simple guys, they're a bit nerdy, they're a bit simple, they're going online and they think they're talking to girls and it's someone spurning them on, like, you know what I mean? That's like order out of chaos, isn't it? That's exactly what the Illuminati do, isn't it? They create the problem and then they claim to be the heroes that are stopping it, like. If I went online tomorrow and I pretended to be a 15-year-old girl and I sort of like encouraged some backward lad, I could probably do it in 5 seconds without any skill or whatever. Like, there's no heroism in that, like, you know what I mean? And then I'm knocking on the door with a load of policemen going, he's a paedophile because he typed this on a screen. Get your facts right, folks, you know what I mean? Before you jump the gun and you try and hit someone with a yardstick, make sure you know what you're doing, because it's all going to fall back on you in the end. Any one of you guys who think you're a vigilante and you're doing them kind of things, if you're not professional and you're not actually representing the true law, you're going to get your asses kicked, trust me. That's one of the things, a trend I've seen lately, that thinking. Alright, I think I'll clam up now. 1 hour 30 minutes, it's a long one. I don't even know if this will post up, folks. I don't know, like, because I usually check everything before I do things to see if the microphones are working. I don't know, but it's been a long one. I've covered a lot of subjects. I hope you know, I know a lot of you miss me speeches, you know what I mean? There's a lot of you, well, a few of you, there's not enough to say a lot of you, is there? But there's a few of you that watch my videos and you just seem to be waiting for me to speak, you know what I mean? Which is cool, I appreciate that, like, you know. So thanks for watching, everyone. Me artwork and all that. My next level of art is going to be a cartoon, animation type cartoon thing with loads of comedy and loads of observations about the world. I've got a lot of jokes to share with these folks, you know, so, like some happy comical stuff, you know, but taking the mickey out of the authorities, obviously, you know, like. Thou shalt not steal. Hey you, I'm watching you. Okay. Thanks for watching, folks. Comments, like, dislike, it's up to yourselves. You do what you want. As long as I know it's getting out and people are seeing these things, because I think I'm being watch monitored. I don't know what's getting out. You've got to send me some feedback to let me know, folks. You don't have to, but it's the only way I know I'm being seen. Because I think whoever's around me, they put something on me, like, you know what I mean, to try and block me, like. But yeah, I made the effort, and I haven't even had a drink of beer. And look, no chewing gum. Thanks for watching, folks. I really appreciate it.